Well, folks, welcome to one more edition of Politics and Random. Egberto Willis, your host. Thank you so kindly for being a part of the show. We are back in Houston, Texas, with a whole lot of technical difficulties, but we say the show must go on, and because of those technical difficulties, guess what? I've got nyanya for you. In other words, I didn't prepare anything new because I said, since I have the best audience in the world, since I have the smartest audience in the world, since I have the most engaged audience in the world, we can have a show because you guys are going to tell me what I need to talk about. Now, let me just make you aware of two things. I haven't listened to the real news, the news as reported by the mainstream media, in 2 days. I haven't touched it in 2 days. Got up this morning, unloaded the U-Haul that needed to finish because we got in probably 11:30, midnight sometime. By the time I took Lou to the airport to move his car and come back here and do all kinds of stuff, and then take the U-Haul back this morning and started putting together the studio again with the other equipment and making sure that it's working. Turns out one computer went kaput. The HDMI cable to another one doesn't seem to give us the spread on the display. So a lot of work to do tonight after the show. So I said, you know what? I'm going to get the minimum that I needed to get working up and running. Again, going to my peeps and say, hey guys, give me that thumbs up and let's get busy. Welcome aboard. AVQ came, said his piece, and left. He said he's having a busy day. Michael Rudnin, thank you, brother. At least he said hi. Folks, if you're just joining us, give us that thumbs up on YouTube. If you're just joining us on Facebook, give us that like. If you're joining us on Twitter or even not, please go ahead and follow at Egberto Willis, at EGBERTOWILLIES. Yvette Avery Herod. Yvette, you know, we slept in a place called Duncan, South Carolina, because Lou's flight came in late, which means we couldn't stay in Atlanta. We got through Atlanta and zoomed through Atlanta, zoomed through Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, and then into Louisiana, and then Texas as fast as we could. We were hauling that thing because we knew we had to make time. Wanted to stop, but God, you know how it turns out with those airplanes when they're late. So we didn't get a start till pretty damn late. Couldn't make it out there to Atlanta. Sister Jan says, the Dumb and Dumber Hour. Sister, she just called us dumb. But we still love you, Sister Jen. The mere fact that you're here with us, the mere fact that you stay here with us and been here many times, tells me there is something about us that you like. Sister Jen also says, the town Marxist apologizes for failed Biden policies. Okay, maybe you should explain to us what failed policies mean. Bridge MCP, or beautiful Bridge, says, hola, peeps. Bridge, you know, Lou and I in the car were saying, hey, Bridge is a cool woman. She knows what she's talking about all of the time. He said, then Lou said, didn't she just move up to upstate New York? I said, yeah, she's implanted herself into northern New York. And what that means is northern New York's going to change because she's going to put that change in. Eric Hayes, welcome aboard. I'm going to read your stuff in a little bit, Eric Hayes, but welcome aboard. Who else is here with us? Tank Murdoch. Okay, don't blame me. I voted for Trump. Oh, I blame you because you did. All right, Eric Hayes, and we got to clean up that mess now. But hey, E2247, welcome aboard. Who else we have that I haven't saluted before I start reading things? Lynn Halsey Taylor, welcome aboard. And let's see what else we got here. Tom C. Lots of trolls today. You know, love everybody anyway, Toms. Anyway, let's start reading. EV says, EV Heaven here, about 23% of public electric vehicles charging stations in the San Francisco Bay Area don't work, according to a study published Monday by researchers at the University of California, Berkeley. The study conducted between February 12, March 7 found that about 151 Of the 657 DC fast charging public EV charging stations were non-functioning. Chargers need to be working well and functionality needs to be at high level for there to be large-scale EV adoption, said David Rempel, a Berkeley professor of studies authors. Do you really expect EV drivers to go to one charger, call the 1-800 number because it's not working, and then spend 45 minutes going for the charger to the next and be happy with that? No. But what are you saying, Eric? When a new technology comes out, you work out the kinks. It seems to me like you are trying to or be happy to see a failure of a system that must be. What is that all about? Come on, Eric. Yeah, maybe that's true. Maybe there's systems failure. But it is something that we will want to fix if it's true. And we will do it. But again, fossil fuels, whether you want to admit it or not, the drill baby drill crowd would best just say, kill baby kill. Because that is what the continual burning of fossil fuels in the long run, in the way we aggregate the burning, what it will actually do, sir. Instead of always looking for a fault to deny EV or clean technologies as we build them out, instead of trying to find an excuse for the oil companies that are picking our pockets dry, you should try to be positive and do the necessary things to bring safe energy to fruition. It is rather silly, it is rather unbenign to revel or grovel in that there are some failures that need to be addressed. You know, have you ever thought about, okay, let's address the failures of fossil fuels unreported, cancer, and all the others? I don't think so. Anyhow, Sister Jan, 40-year inflation on affordable gas prices and food shortages. Let's go Biden. No. Fine, simpletons. Let me tell you what simpletons do. Simpletons, the people who don't like to think, people who don't want to go a bit deeper in their levels of thinking, in many levels of indirection, they see something and they just blurt it out. This is a cause. No. What you want to do is figure out what the causality. All right? Inflation is not something that happens out of the blue. Inflation is created by the people with price and power, the corporations with price and power. You are happy, Sister Jan, to blame President Biden for a third party who you support that is picking your pocket and telling you somehow a president that didn't pick your pocket is doing it, so that person you refuse to blame continues to pick it. How smart is that, Sister Jan? Think about it, Sister Jan. I know you are not going to eventually say, oh, I see the light, Egberto. I see the light. I see that I have been taught that the people picking my pocket can continue to pick my pocket because I decided that I do not want to do the necessary learning, the necessary thinking to go ahead and figure out that it isn't the president that is picking my pocket. It's the private corporations that pick my pocket and give the profits to the wealthy and their bonuses. I mean, where is the level of thinking that asks? I tell you what, let's do it and guys, I'm coming to all your new messages, but this is important because the message that's going out to our people is that, the politicians are causing the prices to rise. Indirectly they are, because what they should be doing right now is nationalizing the oil industry to save the American people. To save the American people from giving their monies to rich people, the United States government should nationalize the oil industries right now. Let that be anywhere in the thought process, and you see how quickly oil prices fall. If it takes traction that people start talking about nationalizing the oil industry, you would see prices fall because they don't want that to happen. They know they have pricing power. They know that it costs them nothing more to get the oil. They know that there are not oil shortages. They know that. They're lying to you, and, we simply sit down and take it. And as they are taking your hard-earned dollars, you are ready to blame the person that has no control because they chose the fable, that fallacy, the mythical market. People, I am asking you to listen and analyze on your own. Gasoline or gas oil costs no more to extract than ever. No more. And somehow it can go from $2 to $6. And ask yourself, who is getting that money? That extra money that's just money. They're not paying anybody else to get that money. Where is that money going? That money is going into the people who own oil shares. It's going into the bonuses of the executives. It's not going into Biden's pocket. It's not going into any of these people's pockets. Think about it, people. Stop letting them look at you as fools. They go into, look, I have friends that are executives at oil companies, okay? And they talk about how they laugh at the people who are being suckered with the prices. They laugh at you because once they're ripping you off and you are blaming Biden. And they're saying, we can keep doing this until something change. Right? And then they put all the think tanks to give you bad. They're lying to you and you accept it. Come on, people. You're better than that. Okay. Hey, Hayes, good news, Egberto, and all recall success in a liberal area. So I guess the message is, if you mess with the quality of life via policy, then this is a result of red and blue. What is that about? Tell us, Eric, when you put messages like that, give it a preamble. I am not going to click on that. I give a preamble to your message. Tank Murdoch, don't blame me. I voted for Trump, and that's why you are to be blamed. Government is the pimp's religion. No, government is we the people, of which you are a part of it. So if you think it's a pimp, then you are a pimp. No, the pimps actually are the corporations who suck your blood. The pimps are the corporations who make money off of you without giving you the recompense. Those are the pimps. Eric Hayes, progressive policy in San Francisco allows streets to be used as toilets and dumping ground via the poop and syringe waste. I tell you something about this. I am mad at those people who run San Francisco too. All right, I was talking to that with Lou in the car, because what I said is, we talk about progressive policies. We talk about a liberal agenda. We talk about doing things for people. That's what we talk about. We want to make sure people are taken care of. They're not taken advantage of. That San Francisco is one of the most expensive cities in the country, and they call it a progressive city. That San Francisco, there are a lot of people living on the streets because they can't find an equitable home. That San Francisco has people defecating in the streets, and all of these things that government should be solving. You are right, Mr. Hayes. Okay? In fact, if I were living in San Francisco right now, I would never install a conservative government, but I'll sure as hell install a government sanctioned by groups like the DSA or others who really care about people and take care of the homeless problem in every city in America. So, Mr. Hayes, when you talk about what's going on in San Francisco, you're not going to get a big argument from me, because I think if you want to show your policies to people, if you want to show how benign you are, you cannot sell your soul to the real estate companies and have all these real estates going into forever increasing prices. So, sir, again, like I tell you, I will always be an honest broker. And when one gives a true information, I will stand by it. San Francisco and the homeless problem and the prices of homes and the inflation rate of homes in San Francisco is simply pathetic. Pathetic. I am sorry. That doesn't indicate where we should be, where we want to be. So I'll tell you something. We can probably have some level of agreement there, but what we need is a true progressive leadership, not in San Francisco, throughout the country, who prevent the thugs from doing what they do with the prices of homes. I want to talk about this a little bit. Sorry, I'm getting to everybody's message, okay? And if somebody has some, and Bridge, be my watch, please. And if there's something that comes real late down that I need to tackle out of order, just send me a text and say, hey, there's this message from XYZ that needs to be answered right away. Because, like I said, this is your show, and when things come in, I want to talk about it. But here's the other deal that I want to talk about with real estate, etc. The pilfering in this country is simply ridiculous, right? You go to a place like Atlanta, and in Atlanta, you have corporations now buying up all these homes on the cheap. They can pay cash for all these homes on the cheap. And it's not that they intend to sell those homes. They intend to rent those homes to make steady cash flow for themselves, right? So they are using homes as a form of making money. Now, when they take all those homes off of the market, it means that there are less amount of homes, fewer homes ready to purchase. And if there are fewer homes ready to purchase, and you have 10 people going after one home, that person who wants to sell that home can start saying, I can ask for X more for that home, X more for that home. And the prices keep going out, and they keep pricing the lower people out of homes. That is capitalism. That is how it works. And that is, if you believe in capitalism, that is fine. The fittest shall survive. The person who has the most capital, if you can do it, do it. But if you're a decent person that want to do good, and you just want to be a person that goes onto the streets and help other people, you're not going to get a big salary. You are hosed. You will never have a real home. You will never have something good, because only the capitalists, those who put capital first, with all kinds of techniques to raise prices on things to make a profit for others, only those people are entitled to have good things. You see the thought process? So we have all over the country, we have gentrification occurring. People in old neighborhoods, suddenly they're realizing living downtown is kind of cool. So we are going to go into all those old buildings, and we're going to buy them up on the cheap, fix them up, and then kick those out of it. And then the tax rates go up because, well, that area costs more. But if we had true progressive policies, if you want to buy it on the cheap, but we'll make a differential in tax rates. All those people who stayed in their homes, they pay no taxes, and you pay the taxes for them, because you're the ones who caused those taxes to rise up, right? I think it's fair. It's quite fair. So folks, please understand what's going on here. It is no joke with the real estate prices. All those, don't worry, those crazy messages that are coming in, I'll block them in a minute. Let me go ahead and start blocking them all together. So, let's see, report. All right, I am going to go ahead and get those out of there, folks. Don't fear, we'll get them clear. You like that? Don't fear, we'll get them clear. But in truth, I think it should be, we'll get them cleared. All right, I think I got rid of some of those dirty messages that are in there. I'm reporting them all. I'm reporting them all. So we'll get that taken care of. It's a lot easier working with a bigger screen, folks. It's a lot easier working with a bigger screen. I was really cramped at my daughter's place trying to get politics done right done. It was difficult, but we made it. I should say thank you all so kindly because absent what you guys did, it would not have been possible for us to do what we are doing here. Okay, I got rid of quite a few of those bad messages. If any more show up, let me know, and we'll clean them out of there. All right. So you guys got the thing about real estate prices, all that good stuff. Let's continue. Let's continue con el programa. All right. Death Traffic Tank says take the vaccine, wear the mask, and STFU Pfizer thanks you. Okay. I don't know what that means, but it's okay. E2247, death traffickers are gun and ammo manufacturers, gun and ammo dealers, gun show operators, gun show dealers, police and prosecutors and judges who refuse to immediately process shooters. Agreed. E2247 also especially refuse to immediately process suburban rural shooters who shoot a myriad of kinds of places where non-white and non-Christian kids are routinely gathered for whatever reason. True. Egberto is a 2-day news virgin. Yes, can you believe that? I'm a 2-day news virgin. But you know I'm going to be eating up the news and eating up the reading. Well, actually, I have so much work in this office to do. If I were to show you this office right now, you'll say, Egberto, ¿qué está pasando? Okay, so let's see what else we got here. Bridge says, thanks, Egberto. Willies must be tired. Tired? This morning, I got up. My wife is like, Egberto, you don't need to do that soon. Call Norman and ask him to come and help you. I'm like, babe, I got to take the truck back today before I come and take care of the office to take care of the show. No, call Norman. He said he wanted to come out and help you unload. I said, I love Norman, but babe, I got to finish this now. So we did it. So am I tired? Hell yes, I'm tired. Eric Hayes says hi. Tank says, go to SF. You'll love the liberal sewer. Hey, Tank, you're not going to hear a lot of argument from me right now, okay? You won't. E2247 says, stop the death traffickers, whether they be in any 3 branches of government, the weapons industries, etc. Agreed. Egberto Willis, say Alabama like you did, LOL. Bridge wants me to repeat, while we were traveling, right? I wonder if I have that video in a way that I can put it out here. While we were in traveling from D.C., Lou and I drove from D.C., Roberto Lewis, that is, drove from D.C. to from D.C. to here, and every time we got to a state, we went ahead and we said, hey, we're calling you from, we're crossing this line or we're crossing that line, and I don't have the video right now queued up, so I won't play it, but I actually decided to go ahead and say Alabama. So what I did is I said, we're getting into Alabama. I try to give a southern accent. I have a Caribbean and a Latino accent depending on how I'm speaking. So I decided, I said, welcome to Alabama. And I told Lou he needed to speak like he's from this part of the world. And I tried. I mean, some people said I did it. Some people said I didn't. But Bridge MCP laughed at me. Eric Hayes, did you zip on with your EV? No, I didn't zip on with my EV because they had no EVs. I drifted on with my daughter's car. All right, let's see. Lynn Hasley Taylor says, incompetence by Egberto. You know, Lynn Hasley Taylor. First of all, let me guarantee you that because you are a human being, I genuinely love you, ma'am. And I mean that from the depths of my heart. That you think what I'm saying is incompetence, I won't hold that against you. I would, in fact, though, ask you to please validate what I say compared to what you think is incompetent with objective resources, and then come back and let's have a chat. But as far as you calling me incompetent or whatever you would want to call me, it doesn't change my feelings towards you as a human being living in America. And that is not being sarcastic. that's just who I am. And that is just what I mean. So if you want to add to the discussion, or if you want to ask something, or if you want to prove to the audience that something I said made me incompetent, write it down. As everybody who would tell you here, I read and I give, I read all your comments. Let you have it, babe. Yvette Avery Hera, dang, I wondered what happened to the meetup. Next time. Yeah, you know what? Lou was also talking about us. Well, I can't tell you what we're speaking about having right now because it's not set up correctly yet, and I don't want to blow it. Anyhow, Sister MCP is what Eric Hayes is calling you, girl. So you know Eric is en la ola. Tom C says, let a lot of trolls today. Guess the warm weather bringing them out. E2247 says, owning guns puts people in your home at greater risk of being killed. New study shows. I mean, those come out study after study. Let's see. Alistair Waters says, hi, everyone. Hi, Alistair. Great to see you. Hey, we're going to have our first Houston meetup in the next few weeks. I can't tell you when. I have to get all of this in order, and it's a mess trying to, it's been away from 9 months, so I got a lot of things to catch up here, but we're going to have that. We're going to have Bridge, Lou, Norman, Eric, Grant, Lou Grant. I mean, we're going to have we're going to have our liberals and conservatives breaking bread and having fun, teasing each other, all that good stuff. So it's coming. It's coming. All right. Peggy Lopez says, glad to see you survive the Watermelon 500. Welcome home. That means Ashley is doing great. Ashley we had to do so many different things real quickly. We had to rush her to get her primary care stuff done, her MRI done, and so far it seems all of that checked out fine. And she jumped on a plane with her mother to fly on Tuesday. Lou and I took her SUV and pulled the U-Haul all the way to Texas on Monday, and we made it here safely. So I am so happy about that. And the happiest thing I'm about is the support I got from all of you folks at the PDR Posse. I mean, you guys, it is funny because we were talking in the car and Lou was telling me, you did all your programs from Ashley's place. You set it up. And then I said, no, stop. You guys, Lou, the PDR Posse are the ones that made it happen. I wanted to clarify that while we were talking there, right? And then he said, yes, Egberto. Then he said, but I tell you something, Egberto. Everyone saw while Ashley was, because he got I told Ashley's story, but I didn't give it as grave as it was, how close to death she was and what her brain was doing and all that kind of stuff. I didn't go down into like super details, and Lou and I had 21 hours on the road, so we could go into all that kind of stuff. And I mean, just recounting it to Lou had me boohooing, crying again. And he said, Egberto, all the time that we saw you on that, we could see the pain in your eyes, the pain in your face. And he said, even me and my wife, me and Chinita, we would go ahead and we'd say, man, Egberto is really, he's having it hard. You could feel it. And it was real. It was really, really real, what we were going through. And, but like I said, when you have a village, when you have a posse, when you have all these folks that root for each other, there is nothing like that. The pain doesn't go away, but having the support makes a difference. And that's why even in our family here, our PDR family, I'd like to establish that, folks are going through things. We've had people go through things, and we've asked folks to contact others here, and folks have spoken to other folks that they've met here in the PDR Posse and been their support system, etc. Hey, the one thing I've always believed in humanity, and that's the reason I take the positions that I take. But when talking about humanity and having humanity proven to you are two different things. And when it's proven to you, the actuality is instantiated, and that is powerful. You guys are powerful. That's all I'm going to say. You guys are powerful. Tank Murdoch says, Egghead is sure trying hard to blame Brandon. No. Bridge MCP, the pipeline was closed before, Bridge, that part is hard for folks to understand because they're not trying to prove, they're not concerned about policy. They're concerned about giving it to the libs. What do they say? There's a word that they say, leaning the libs. I forgot what the word is, like giving it to the libs, It don't matter. Brandon gives Zelensky $40 billion check. He sure did. But we can't give people who really need it here in the United States, right? I hope that's what you're talking about, Tank, that you think we should have social policies that work, Tank. I think that's what you mean, right, Brother Tank? Peggy Lopez says, it's a GOP pro-gun in case their plans to steal the next election go wrong, that they'll lose, they will have a private militia to take over with violence. That has always been my contention, that they're doing that because they want people scared. I don't think that they want the violence after the election. I think they want people armed so that they will vote because they think if they don't vote a certain way, there would be violence. And that's why I told several chairs of different Republican parties Democratic parties in different counties, don't acquiesce to these guys saying, we are going to put poll watchers in your place. You say, if they say they're going to put poll watchers in your place, it says, yes, and we will have people to watch your poll watchers to make sure our voters can vote safely. And by the way, we are coming to Republican areas to poll watch to make sure you guys don't do what you have been caught doing for the last several years, which is cheating. All people found cheating during the electoral season thus far, guess who they were? Not Democrats. Republicans voting twice for Trump. Republicans having their dead wives vote. That's what's been found thus far. Let's be real. All right, let's see what else we got here. Breach MCP says, I think those crazy militia people will do what they do regardless. Tom C says, when families on tight budgets struggle to pay sky-high prices of gas, 5 oil companies, Shell, Exxon, BP, Chevron, and ConocoPhillips, more than tripled their profits in the first quarter of 2022. And remember what those profits are. Those profits are your money that they chose to take. It's not money that Joe Biden somehow took from you. It is they who took it from you. Learn where the blame goes. Eric Hayes, Egberto giving the government the oil gives up any power of market and you would be guaranteed waste. There ain't no market power. People use the market to snow you. Why do you believe in some mythical thing? Please tell me, why do you believe in a mythical... Oh, it's almost 4:40. My God. Thank you, Bridge. Guys, I don't have... Let me ask you to do something, my dear brothers and sisters. Please, listen to me. Politics Done Right needs your support to do what we do. You can see that all we do is try to tell the truth. We're not playing politics or anything. We just tell the truth. We just tell how things are. So I'm asking you so kindly to support us in many different ways. You can support us by getting one of our many books. And I don't think I have set up to play the books right now. But if you go to politicsdoneright.com/books, politicsdoneright.com/books, you can get our books. And what are our books? How to Make America Utopia. As I see it, class warfare, the only resort to right-wing doom. And as well, you can get our book titled, It's Worth It, How to Talk to Your Right-Wing Relatives, Friends, and Neighbors. I guarantee you it's a worthwhile read. And you will learn from each one of these books. Alternatively, or as well, you can support us via our Patreon. That is at politicsdoneright.com/Patreon. politicsdoneright.com/Patreon. You can also support us by joining YouTube. If you are watching us on YouTube right now, I ask you so kindly, click that join button. Get us a coffee. Get us a couple of coffees a month to support telling the truth, making sure that people don't get completely snowed the way we have our good friend Eric and the other lady that talks about Brandon and all these other good people that have actually because of the sources of information that they get, are completely misinformed, ill-informed, and disinformed. Look up the three differences between all of those. So please, support us by clicking. If you're on YouTube, click that join button. Support us. We do good work. We blog. We write books. We put articles out in newspaper to inform, to make sure that people don't continuously get lied to. You can also, if you're not on YouTube, you can still join the YouTube posse by going to politicsdoneright.com/YouTube. But the best way to support us is via PayPal. politicsdoneright.com/PayPal. politicsdoneright.com/PayPal. Whatever you want, either a one-time support or monthly. We have many now that have decided to do the monthly small dollar support on PayPal. We would love for you to start. Now, we also have a store, politicsdoneright.com/store. We have a lot of new products, our t-shirts, our mugs, and here are, I think I have the mug scroll here. Let me see if that works. Here are some of the things with our mugs. You'll see that is a picture of Brother Lewis with our mug. That's a picture of Bridge MCP with the mug that she designed. And, so we keep on keeping on. So please help. Look at all our users who've gotten our mugs. Wonderful people. I love you guys. I love you all. Please continue to support what we do. It is so, so, so important. And if you want the all-encompassing way to support us, you can go to politicsdoneright.com/support, politicsdoneright.com/support. That's another way to support us. All right, let me get back to where I left off. I'm going to try to scroll back up to where I left off. Para ver. Tank Murdoch said, pure stupidity for Brandon to block and restrict our domestic oil production. I would like to know that is not true. That is not true. Okay? How should I say this? It is a fallacy to sit back and believe that somehow there aren't places for these guys to drill. It is just, I have the wrong screen up, right? How did that screen get there? That is what should be there. Now you can see the cups, right? I don't know what I had there before. Okay, now you can see the cups. All right. Look, guys, it is a fallacy to believe that these guys don't have where to drill. It's just not true. It is just not true. And me telling you that, I don't know how else to inform you. You are going to have to learn on, after we, what is the word that they say? You cannot take the something to drink. Well, I can't. All I can tell you is everything that I tell you is the unadulterated truth. AC Rodriguez says, what's up all? Have I missed any conservatives here on fire? Our conservatives are still here, sir. How did that, I think I had the mug on. How did that change? Okay. I'm going to have to figure out something that is happening here with the mugs then going to another screen. But we'll figure that out some other time. Anyhow, folks, going back to your questions. These top 5 oil companies just raked in $35 billion while Americans pay more at the pump, while families on tight budgets struggle to pay the high sky price of gas. These 5 oil companies more than tripled their profits in the first quarter of 2022. Sad. Rose Williams, hello, my dear. By the way, Rose, we're back in Houston. Kingwood, to be specific. Tank Murdoch says Pfizer sucks our blood, but liberals wanted vaccine mandates. That's for another day, but you know what I think about pharmaceuticals. You know what I think about that. Eric Hayes says... No, that was a reply to Bridge. Liberal agenda gave us unaffordable gas prices and baby food shortages. I want you to explain to me, give me your rationalization for that, Tank. Give me the breakdown and how is it that the liberal agenda actually affected that. I would love to, when you shout out things that make no sense that just somebody told you to repeat like a parrot, what happens is you look like you have the mind with the capacity of a parrot, which is just to repeat something that somebody tells you, as opposed to simply analyzing one step at a time. Okay, you say, liberal agenda gave us unaffordable gas prices. Let's go through the actions of liberals that gave you the prices and see if they make sense. And then we can speak. I'll leave that alone. All right. Oldie but goodie. Have a listen. Some people say a man is made out of mud. A poor man's made out of muscle and blood, and skin and bones. A mind that's weak and a back that's strong. You load 16 tons. What do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter don't get you, call me, cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. 16 tons by Tennessee Ernie Board. Thank you, my dear Bridge MCP. A mind that's a weak and a back that's strong. You load 16 tons. What do you get? Another day older. I love that, Bridge. I saw it. You had to put it in two places. Eric, Egberto, I bet investors are not planning to hurt people, so not even sure why you and others attack them. All right. Folks, I have to put about a minute onto or 2 minutes onto what Eric just said because it's important. Listen to what Eric said. I want you guys to understand this because all of us who own stock or have ever owned stock, it's what we call an abstraction machine. Here's how it goes. I'm going to repeat Eric's statement because it is a prescient statement. He says, Egberto, I bet investors are not planning to hurt people, so not even sure why you and others attack them. Eric is right. Investors don't want to hurt people. That's not their goal. Investors just want to take their money, sit on their butts, and make money after on the money that they've already made. That's all they want. It's just about capital. It's just about money. They don't want to actively hurt anybody. But stock investors are abstracted. In other words, they get, and this is important. Nick, I'm killing them as fast as I can. And Bridge, I think you can do it too. Didn't I give you permissions to knock those down too? If not, let me know and I'll do that. I'll do that. But anyhow, listen, folks. I'm reporting those as we speak. Let's see. Para ver. I imagine YouTube is going to eventually catch that bot because that's what that is, a bot. But anyhow, folks, here's what we need to know about what Eric just said, because what Eric said is very important. Investors don't want to hurt anybody, but investors want to make money. And to make money, corporations sell stocks, say, hey, guy investor, you can buy stock in my company and I will make you money. The investor says, okay, I'm investing in Exxon or whatever, or a dime, or the Bears or what. Well, I think the Bears is private, but so I will go ahead and invest in those companies. Those companies do whatever they need to do to make money. They may go to Jamaica and they may have slave labor in Ghana where they're extracting some sort of minerals. They may go ahead and pollute Lagos, Nigeria, and have oil all in their swamplands, right? And because they don't clean up and it's a lot cheaper to leave muck out there, the profit margin on those stocks are high. And the investors are happy and they don't ask any questions. They don't say, how did we make so much profit? They don't ask that. They just know that they made a good investment by investing in a company everybody considers reputable, and they bought it. So while they are not directly responsible for, they don't want to hurt anybody, They have invested. It is their money that's used to enslave. It is their money that is used to pollute. And when I say their, it could be mine too. Whatever investments or whatever anybody has could be invested in something that does it. So I am not trying to absolve absolutely everybody. I'm just trying to say that stocks are an abstraction. It allows you to feel good about owning something that's making you money without having to see that to make that money, people died. People got polluted. It's that simple. So that's your answer, Eric, and to everybody listening. Investors are abstracted good doers, wrong doers, all of the above. The real estate from Rodriguez, the real estate companies have brought off the policies just like the oil companies have in Texas. Yes. It's capitalism at its finest. True. Absolutely true. Bigger screen and glasses too. Yes. What can I say? Eric Hayes says, welcome back, Egberto Cotter. I don't know what you mean. Alistair Waters says, looking good in your spectacles, brother. Thank you, my dear beautiful sister. Alistair Waters says, hi, Melanie Keelan. Tank Murdoch says, Egghead is really this stupid. Amazing. I guess now I'm stupid, Tank. I still love you. You're human. You see, anytime somebody degrades me, every time somebody tells me something my thing is to remember it's another human being. And to remember, they're just saying that because somebody else got to their minds to pollute their minds. And if I can keep focus on knowing that your humanity is what matters, I don't have to degrade your humanity as you try to degrade mine. Peggy Lopez says, Stockton, California in the 1970s, the rich bought up all the real estate in downtown. To this day, it is a ghost town while the holders of the property look to financially benefit. I hear you, girl. Egberta is now going to binge and go all news hedonism from the second day. AC Rodriguez says, the high road is often a lonely road. Not many can handle the altitude. Tank Murdoch, the border is as big a mess as the brand. Okay, that's junk. Draining is needed. There are some people aren't hurt in the home. Well, Texas, your governor says you don't even need training. They just passed a law that says you don't need training, Eric. So you made that the governor that you just confessed that your governor is sanctioning death. You just said it. Maywood says, hello all, late because I was reading an article about how Trump supporters have been breaching voting machines and tabulators. It's amazing, isn't it? Bridge MCP, Yvette says, I'm originally from Alabama. We will keep working on the accent. LOL. Thank you for helping me, my dear, beautiful Yvette Avery Herod. All right, Mary Wood says, one of the weird parts is they were in places that Trump won. They say the margin should have been bigger. Funny. Egberta Willis, but Ashley came through and took her boards and she was prepared. Bless her. She's still worried about the results, but we'll see. I told her she's already a winner for me. Pass or not pass. Breach says definition is given lip service to something in the idioms dictionary, given lip service to something phrase. The local council members give lip service each year to renewed plan to decide homelessness, but no one ever expects them to follow through. I agree, Breach. Let's see. Daniel Ledo says Egberto's competence deficit comes from his inability to think logically and his willingness to accept hypocrisy. Okay. Thank you, Daniel Ledo. Remember, I still love you. And I mean it. You're a human. Melanie Keelan says, Alistair Waters, Bridge MCP. Okay, that's the... Bridge says, you're here chatting, so please contribute to Politics Done Right. Carl Cox says, Eric, mega corporations pay big dividends to the mega investors, don't care about consumers, low-level investors. Current Republican Party hate democracy. Corporations, not politicians, cause inflation. And he's absolutely right. All right, what else have we got here? Because we're almost over with the show. Mike Cisak says, there's a difference between ignorance and stupidity. At least the ignorant are willing to learn. The stupid refuse to. Brother, look into the mirror and tell me which one you qualify yourself as. Very important. And then I'll know how to address you, sir. Eric Hayes says, mug it up. Mike Cisak, the California DA in San Francisco, got the boot. Glad to see some liberals still have some brains there. Actually, liberals are generally the ones with the brains. Breach says, moral cowardice that keeps us from speaking our minds is as dangerous to this country as is responsible talk. The right way is not always a popular and easy way. Steady standing for right when it is unpopular is a true test of moral character. And that is something this woman strives by. Strong moral character. Thank you, Breach. You are one of our heroes here, girl. Eric Hayes says, Gilberto, bring some mugs to the get-together and I will buy some. Thank you for saying that. I'll do that, Eric. I'll bring some mugs for you to buy some. I love that. I'll also bring my credit card reader for folks to get whatever they want. I'll even bring some books as well. I didn't think about that. I was just going to have a little coffee. But if folks think that's a good place for me to make a few dollars to sell some books, etc., I will. Eric, thank you for the thought. Alistair Waters says it goes to that screen after May Wood's mug. I know. I got to figure out if somehow we have it in there or is it a bug in the system. Thanks. Eric Hayes says, Egberto, that is old to say that about places to drill. Oh, my God. Come on. Oh, my. And attacking the fossil industry during the campaign is one example of another regulatory. Eric. Melanie Keelan, good-looking mugs. Melanie, I think they shipped to Spain too, if I'm not mistaken. All right, let's see what else we got here from my great people. May Wood is talking to somebody else. Tom C. says, one half wondering if January and 6 public hearings will turn out to be a distraction for real U.S. problems now. Gun violence, inflation, oil company gouging, Ukraine, and COVID immigration. I think they should incorporate both of them, Tom. I think they could do that if they wanted to. Second part of Tom's messages, voter suppression, healthcare, climate change, racism, economic inequality, reproductive rights, media misinformation, etc. Why not have hearings on these issues as well? Wow. We should have it in prime time too. You are so right, Tom. Let's start pushing for that. Investment for what a return on the investment? Retirement via 401k. What do you think? Social Security is enough or some other handouts now? I actually would love Social Security to cover your basic needs. Yeah. Bridge MCP to Tom C. Let's see what else we got here. We're almost down to the bindle. I got to get out of here pretty soon. Egghead skips the post. He cannot lie away with the fifth. Which one is it? Did I skip that you think wasn't? I don't. Yeah, I'm not scared of anything anybody says. You know that. None at all. All right, Carl Cox, Tank Murdoch, you will believe anything put out by the right-wing propaganda. I think that's true, Carl. Tank Murdoch says, ignorance and stupidity, Egghead does both. Thank you, sir. Bridge MCP, oops, FB and YouTube buffer frozen. Refresh. Anyway, I got to get out of here. But look, you know what is so funny? I can actually have programs just from your topics, but I have to do videos and all of that to keep things fresh. Folks, I am back in Houston. I have a lot of work to do, a lot of catching up to do. I want to thank you guys for standing with me while I was in D.C. for about 9 months. I really can't do this without you guys. Please support the program at, let me go ahead and pull that up again. But when I tell you I couldn't do this without you, it's not hyperbole. It is an absolute fact. So please go to politicsdoneright.com/PayPal and help support the program however you can. Also, please consider going to politicsdoneright.com/support for all the different ways in which you can support our program. Breach, thanks, Egberto Willies. Get some rest. Well deserved. Thank you so kindly for all the support from all of you. I got to get out of here. My name is Egberto Willies. This is Politics Done Right. And you guys know exactly how I end this, baby. I am what? Out. We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number one, subscribe to our channel, and number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.